It's been on third today. We're going to react to a video of mental health issues of a dude. He went to the hospital saying he's going to kill himself in his life, and they sent him home, and they didn't take it serious. They sent him home. So after they sent him home, this is what happens. Well, let's watch the video. This goes to show they need to start taking mental health issues more serious, because sometimes hospitals don't. But let's get to it.
Right now to a local family that was shattered when their loved one tried to take his own life. But after calling 911 and getting him admitted to a hospital, they thought he would get the help he desperately needed. Sadly, they could not have been more wrong. Tonight, 7 investigator Ross Jones has the latest example of how broken our mental health system really is.
What's going on, everyone? Sean Cohen here, the leasing manager.
His family would tell you that Sean Cohen almost never had a bad day. He was, for most of his 41 years, the life of the party.
He just loved life. He was entertainment business. He was a disc jockey outside of his everyday job.
But last summer, Sean got sick, first with COVID and then with stomach problems that doctors couldn't fix. His family says he was in constant pain.
It just went all downhill. He wasn't feeling good and this and that, and he started with all these doctors.
And by July, the physical pain had taken a toll on Sean's mind.
Once all of his physical symptoms had started, he wasn't himself then either. It kept progressing and getting worse.
By the fall, Sean no longer wanted to live. On the morning of October 25th, he drove his car along the Detroit River, swallowed 2 bottles of pills, and texted his family that he loved them. Detroit police responded to the scene.
How many did you take of this?
He said he took the whole bottles.
Both whole bottles?
Yes. Were the bottles pretty full?
Yeah, they're full prescriptions.
Full prescriptions.
But please don't be mad at me.
We're not mad at you. We're just going to get you some help, Sean, that's all.
They did what they're supposed to do. They called for EMS, they got him over to the hospital, and Officer Kraft did a very well done petition report for him to get the help that he needed.
Detroit police had Sean transported here to Detroit Receiving Hospital, where their crisis center treats men and women in a psychiatric emergency. He arrived around 8 o'clock that morning. His sister, who lives 4 hours away in northern Michigan, called Sean's nurse.
She said, well, we usually hold for 72 hours. We would normally send him over to the crisis center, but the crisis center at that time was full. I said, could you please relay a message? He told us that this wasn't finished, that once he gets released, he's just going to try again. And I said, could you please, it's very important that you don't release him. It's very important you relay that message to the psychiatrist.
But instead, only a few hours later, here at Detroit Receiving Hospital, Sean was discharged around 2 p.m. He ordered an Uber and left.
And I called the hospital. I says, they're releasing Sean? She says, yeah, the doctor thinks that he's okay to go. I go, after taking all these pills, he's okay to go?
According to a text Sean sent his sister following his release, he said the psychologist he saw was pretty cool and said not to take pills anymore. Sean was discharged only 6 hours after trying to kill himself.
Can you imagine a scenario where it would make sense medically to let your son go after 6 hours?
Restrain him. We wanted to put him in a facility.
Detroit 911, what's the address to the emergency?
Yes, my brother sent a second suicide attempt text to my mom. He said he has a rope and a 90-pound weight, and he was going to jump in the Detroit River.
The next morning, Sean's family woke up to this email. I'm sorry, I could not do this anymore, he wrote. I can't take the pain. No one will listen to me. I'm in the Detroit River. Love you all. Goodbye.
The very officer who responded to the attempt suicide is the same officer who responded to the successful suicide, tragically, and attempted to pull him out of the water.
How could a hospital release anyone only hours after they tried to end their own life? The Detroit Medical Center, which operates Detroit Receiving, did not explain, citing patient privacy laws. But they said patients are discharged only when they are medically ready based on a detailed evaluation by the clinical care team. When patients like Sean die, the spokesman said, the hospital conducts an internal investigation.
You're just in such a disbelief that this could happen. Releasing these people is not a plan. It's a plan to go out and cause harm to themselves or somebody else.
If this story played out just once, it would be bad enough. But since 2020, Sean Cohen is at least the fourth patient to die following a short DMC hospital stay for a psychiatric crisis. Why does this keep happening? Our investigation continues tonight on 7 Action News at 11.
I mean, just so sad, especially with his sister calling and saying, please hold my brother, please hold my brother.
Absolutely.
He's in danger.
And if a hospital isn't the place to take someone in that situation, where is? When something like this happens, you need to shine a bright light to understand why, so it does not keep repeating.
And I know you'll continue to shine the light and continue to do these great reports, shedding light, because it can happen to any of us, any of our loved ones at any moment. Thank you, Ross.
Of course.
I'm looking forward to your report tonight at 11. Remember, the National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is 988. The number is free and available to anyone who needs help. Again, that number is 988. Help is available.
Well, you've seen it. Condolence to his family. It's been on third. I think sometimes the hospitals and stuff should be like held accountable and stuff about when stuff like that happens. Because when someone gets taken in for mental health issues, sometimes, they just get pushed off to the side and they just get released like it happened with that dude and don't get taken serious. That's why I seen this video and I'm like, yeah, I want to do a little video because I want to push mental health. That's what I do. Mental health problems, I want to push mental health awareness. Just know if anyone goes through anything, don't forget, never give up, and always, you can call that number that, they let that lie at the end of the video. But yeah, I think that was a messed up situation, and they should have taken it more serious, like I said. And I think the hospital should be, the doctor should be looked into and stuff.